enrolled in the Municipality of Kincardine benefit plan at the Municipality of Kincardine's sole cost. Now, overall, this proposal would increase the overall cost for the program for Municipality of Kincardine, and potentially, as it's evolving with Sagging Shores into the mix, it could be a lesser allocation of time than the existing arrangement. Sagging Shores' contribution was initially proposed to be reduced to reflect their reduced time allocation from the recruiter from 50% to 20%. In consideration of this, the committee felt that the contributions the doctors themselves provide to recruiting physicians is valuable, and that they need to play a continued role to ensure the success for the municipality. So this was presented to Sagging Shores, and they indicated that they did not feel the 20% time allotment met their needs, so the 1 day a week, and their preference was more of an equal partnership. They do acknowledge that Kincardine currently has a higher need for physicians than Sagging Shores, and therefore there would need to be more focus on Kincardine in 2021, and that the past program with the shared recruiter recognized that the recruiter would focus on the highest area of need, and this could fluctuate from year to year. After hearing the concerns of Sagging Shores, Kincardine Physician Group did agree to allow for greater flexibility with respect to the hours spent in the clinic to ensure that there is sufficient focus on physician recruitment. And part of that discussion encompassed that sometimes physician recruitment activities don't necessarily happen within that 8:30 to 4:30 timeframe, that there is a requirement for after hours and sometimes weekend activities relating to that role. So following those discussions, all parties said they were agreeable to working out the terms of a partnership on a 1-year trial basis, and renewing the existing agreement would provide the general framework for the partnership, but it would require an amendment to include the clinic manager role. So if council agrees with the concept in principle, we would recommend that council give authority to the ad hoc committee to work out the details of the pilot program, including developing a budget, finalizing the job description and accountability framework, and then enacting a formal healthcare committee to discuss ongoing healthcare concerns in both communities. Sagging Shores has adopted the agreement that we've attached with Bruce Power, and they have been awaiting Kincardine's decision on whether or not the partnership will be moving forward. I should note that any of these proposals that were put forward to Sagging Shores were only done at the staff level, so they have not had a discussion of this proposal at the council level. But the staff indicated that they just didn't feel they could take forward a lesser program to council and have it supported. So that's the feedback that they provided. So there is a recommendation there that we approve the physician recruitment agreement with Sagging Shores and Bruce Power, and that is required to maintain the funding. Based on what council decides this evening, that agreement may require some amendment if the Kincardine Medical Clinic manager role is incorporated into that. That would have to be reflected somehow into that agreement, and that council would give the physician recruitment ad hoc committee the authority to develop the framework for the 1-year pilot program with the shared recruiter clinic manager position with the Kincardine Physician Group. So that concludes my report, and I would be happy to take questions from council.
Okay. Any questions for Sharon or comments? Councillor Couture.
Yeah, I know that was a long, convoluted report, and it sounds like we've been all over the map, which we have been. But I think that the 1-year pilot project is the key here, so that we are not committing ourselves for more than that. And we do need more time to get this in place. And the clinic manager position is imminent. It's needed. so is our recruitment process. But we thought the 1-year pilot would give us some more time to fine tune this and make sure everybody's on the same page and the agreement reflects what it should.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Kennedy?
Yes, like Sharon said, we went down many paths in the last 3 months, but the one path, and I will support this for 1 year, but the one path we've got to do a better job is looking after ourselves. Like, we spend so much time worrying about Bruce Power and Sagging Shores, and that's okay. But I really believe that the focus of our council is to get doctors for the 3,000 people that don't have one out there. And Sharon's did a great job, working together with those groups and this and that. But my focus is going to be on recruitment, bringing new ideas to the ad hoc committee, which I've been researching for a couple months. My focus is going to be on doing the best we can to recruit doctors and to our municipality. I'm not sure, and I know it worked out well down the road and this and that, but I'm not sure if I'm sitting in Port Elgin or I'm sitting in Godreach or Hanover, if I'm going to share my best secrets about how I recruit doctors. We as a group have to figure it out, the strengths of our municipality and get it out there. I'm learning that, one of the weaknesses in our municipality through the last 3 months is unfortunately a bad drawing card is our hospital. And I know we're going to, as a council and people are going to work harder to help, but my best way to describe that is with our hospital is the Blue Jays are split between Walkerton and Owen Sound, and we're in Dunedin right now, and we need to move up a level or two, and especially with the numbers of young people in our community, we have as many babies being born in this municipality as anywhere else, maybe except one. And I know I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but it's important for us to keep fighting to get services back to our hospital, because that is going to help us attract doctors. And I like I said, I'm in favor of trying this for a year, working with Bruce Power and Port Elgin, but we really have to figure out down the road what is the best practice for Kincardine to get doctors. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Kennedy. Anyone else? Councillor Ropel. And did you have your hand up, Jerry? I'm having trouble seeing because your name is right there. So don't be afraid to stick your hand up high.
Yeah, I think one of the issues I think that I've got to try, and I'm like Doug and Maureen, if anybody was following us in this journey, we were drunk, literally drunk.
Yeah.
And we've went up, around, and down. But one of the issues, I think there's two issues here. First of all, I think we have to figure out and come back to council to say, okay, which is the best way to go to finance this? Do we need a partnership with Sagging Shores, and do we need a partnership with Bruce Power? And if Bruce Power says well, if you don't have us, you don't get the money. Well, that's fine. We'll live with that. The other issue is under a contract, which it should be under a contract from my perspective, do we have to pay taxes, and do we have to pay benefits? Or do we just give a check once a month for X number of dollars, and then the interested person pays the tax and provides their own benefits? I think we have to take a look at that, and we have to come back to council and show them what is better financially and what is better for this municipality. So we do have some work to do, and we're totally aware as an ad hoc committee that there is a demand for a manager, but there's also a demand for a recruiter. So, but we got to figure this out first. We can't go into this blind. We have a responsibility to you, the councillors, the other councillors, and to the taxpayers of this municipality. So it's going to take us a while, but we've got some work to do here yet, folks.
Okay, so it is a work in progress, but we do have a recommendation to get us on that journey. And Sharon, I think, has read it fine, or you can read it yourselves, but that Council of the Municipality of Kincardine approved the physician recruitment agreement with Sagging Shores and Bruce Power, and then further instructions in the resolution as to this pilot project. So if Sharon, did you want to say one more thing?
Yeah, I just wanted to provide clarity that, you know, this is sort of in principle because it may need to be amended. So ultimately, whatever you approve would come back by bylaw. And so, you know, if you direct the ad hoc committee to develop this, then if there are amendments required to that, we would have to bring it back.
Sure. Okay. Councillor Glover.
Thank you, Your Worship. Through you, just a comment, and I won't belabor this, but I have to say, first I'll be declaring, or I'll be abstaining from this vote. I don't have a conflict, but I'll help inform some of this information on some level. But what I want to say from the physician side is that the ad hoc committee made up of the Deputy Mayor, Doug Kennedy, and Maureen, as well as Sharon. This has been one of the best committees that we have worked with progressively with the physicians group. All the meetings have been quite positive, and that momentum is forward. So, you know, to Deputy Mayor's comment, you know, sometimes it seems like we've been all over the road to weaving. It certainly is the case. Physician recruitment is also part of retention, and what is the unknown is that there's maybe about 30% of the role that previously had been done by the recruiter. But under the iceberg, lots of things have been done on all the clinic sides in terms of management, as well as the CAO's executive assistants, which have not been captured or codified. So there's no playbook for this. And somebody made a comment that we don't know what other communities are doing. And that's true. These are trade secrets. So we really are leading the pack here. And I've had some calls myself from other communities, have seen and understood what Kincardine is trying to do, work progressively with those stakeholders in the municipality, and understand how they can redefine their relationships. Obviously, we have not returned any calls because I think what we're on in Kincardine here is a good path. And I think, like Sharon said, providing broad approval and coming back, as you even understand today, there's some nuances. But I think that what we're going to make is a great made in Kincardine plan that will yield some fruitful results. So I just want to thank everybody that's on the committee.
Okay, thanks. In the interest of time, I would like to get to the vote because we still have items on the agenda.
No, I would like to have another say on this. Thank you.
Okay,
Mayor.
and then Councillor Stewart, he had his hand.
From my perspective, and Sharon mentioned it, there is no guarantee here, folks, that if it comes in front of Sagging Shores, that they're going to agree with this. Let's be quite honest. And if they don't agree with it, that's fine. From my perspective, if they don't agree with it, we're going to go ahead on our own, because there's no sense of dancing around the maypole here. This thing has got to come to an end, and I'm willing to support that we move then on our own automatically.
Okay, Councillor Stewart.
Thank
And
you.
I'd
I'll
like to
make
wrap this up.
Yeah, I'll make my comments. Thank you very much for the ad hoc committee. You guys are doing a great job and continue on. I'm looking forward to it. The only concern I have, and the only thing I would comment on, is having a recruiter that's also the clinic manager. There could be a potential conflict because the doctors will be pulling the person one way and we'll be pulling the person the other way. And then you get Sagging Shore. That's the only thing that I think, but you guys will work it out. Looking forward to your recommendation. Thank you.
So I would like the vote to be taken now. So all in favor?
Yes.
Could we have an
Yes.
amendment?
Sorry, you don't have a mover and a seconder either.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. I thought we did.
Jennifer-
I thought we did have a mover and seconder, but I'm sorry, we don't. Okay. Councillor Kennedy is going to move it.
I'll move it. Yep. Go ahead.
Second by Councillor Couture. Okay. Somebody proposed an amendment. Did I hear?
I just wanted the amendment reread. I'm a little bit confused exactly what we're
Oh,
voting
okay.
on.
The
Sorry about
recommendation.
that.
I can
The
put that in.
recommendation.
So
Okay.
it's moved by Doug Kennedy, seconded Maureen Couture, that the Council of the Municipality of Kincardine approve the physician recruitment agreement with Sagging Shores and Bruce Power, and further that council give the physician recruitment ad hoc committee the authority to develop the framework for a one-year physician recruitment pilot program with a shared physician recruiter clinic manager position with the Kincardine Physicians Group.
Okay. So all in favor?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Any opposed? And we have one abstainer. Okay, and the motion carried. So I expect we'll be hearing more about that in the future because it has to go to others as well. So we have a
another
motion
meeting
to,
tomorrow morning at
oh, okay.
8:30.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn committee of the whole. We need a,
So
do you have a
this is
mover and
moved by,
seconder?
yep, this is moved by Doug Kennedy, seconded by Randy Ropel, that this committee of the whole adjourn at 8:14 p.m.
All in favor?
yes.
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 Any opposed? And we're back to our council meeting for matters arising from public meeting.
No.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn the page. It's down here. From committee of the whole. It's getting too long here. I need to. Okay,
Okay.
so matters arising from committee of the whole.
All right. Grab. Okay, so moved by Randy Ropel, seconded by Dave Kyler, that Laura Haight be authorized to be absent from the meetings of council for 3 additional months.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Any opposed? And the motion carried.
Okay, and the second one is moved by Maureen Couture, seconded by Jerry Glover, that due to privacy and medical issues, that the official updates to council on Councillor Laura Haight's condition be provided through the Human Resources Manager.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
yes,
Yes.
Any opposed? And the motion carried.
And
Yes?
that first vote, I abstained.
Oh, the first vote for the 3 months?
Yes,
Oh, sorry, I didn't ask. I'm
I
out of
did.
the,
I better this time too.
and you are abstaining with the human resources matter.
No,
Just the first one.
to extend it to 3 months.
Just to extend the 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, yes,
Sorry, the next one is moved by Bill Stewart, seconded by Dorn Fitzsimmons, that council agree to maintain the ice in the Terraton Arena for an additional 60 days.
any further discussion? All in favor?
yes,
Yes.
Opposed? And that carried.
Okay, and the last one is moved by Doug Kennedy, seconded by Dave Kyler, that the council of the municipality of Kincardine approve the physician recruitment agreement with Sagging Shores and Bruce Power, and further that council give the physician recruitment ad hoc committee the authority to develop the framework for a one-year physician recruitment pilot program with a shared physician recruiter clinic manager position with the Kincardine Physicians Group.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
yes,
Yes.
Any opposed? And did we have an abstainer on this?
Councillor Glover, your worship.
Yes, so one abstainer. Okay, and the motion passed. Next, we have members of council general announcements, and we're going to start with Councillor Kennedy.
Okay, boy, I better get this one right. Okay, great. So it's International Women's Day, which, to recognize the women in our lives. So the first one I'm going to recognize is my wife, Kathy, who makes me a better person every week. You all know that that's true. The second one, I really want to give a big shout out to all the lady counselors and you, Madam Mayor, and municipal staff for the amazing women jobs that they've done. And I want to touch on Marie Wilson, the effect she had on me in the short time we were on council together, and the mentoring that she did in the municipality in journalism and at Bruce Power. And the last thing, it's a story that I'm going to send on to everybody. Maybe some people have seen it, but a gentleman, Graham Nesbitt from Seaforth, the guy I played hockey against and got to know quite well in my life, needed a new kidney. And Ryan O'Reilly's mother, Bonnie, you know, whose kids spent a lot of time in that Seaforth arena and pretty much had the key and got in there whenever they wanted, donated a kidney to Mr. Nesbitt in the past week. So that's a really good feel-good story about two people from the Clinton Seaforth area that I want to share with all our viewers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll go to Councillor Stewart.
In lieu of overtime, I think I'll pass tonight. Thank you.
Okay, and Councillor Glover.
Not much. I just encourage all those able and eligible to get their COVID vaccine. I strongly encourage you to do that, and that's all I have for tonight.
Okay, and Councillor Couture
Nothing additional, thank you.
and Councillor Kyler.
Nothing tonight, Ann.
Who am I missing so far? Our Deputy Mayor Ropel.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Did I miss anyone? Got everybody? Councillor Fitzsimmons.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Along the lines of what Doug just talked about, I'm going to name a couple of councillors, lady councillors, trailblazers, you might say, some of the first lady councillors that this area has had, and or this combined municipality had. From Tiverton, Clara Todd. She was the first lady councillor in this area that it combines the municipality of Kincardine. 1968, she was our first lady councillor, and Adele Tuft, 1981, 1982 for Bruce Township. And I know there's I'm not too sure where the Kincardine who Kincardine Township was, if anyone. But certainly in the town of Kincardine, I don't know who the first one was, but you hear names such as Judy Sauter and Donna Wilson and Barb Fisher and these trailblazing ladies. So congratulate to them on what they've done to our communities for our communities in the past. Certainly here on council, people like Maureen Couture, CAOs, clerks, and specifically to you, Mayor Edie, the first female mayor for the municipality of Kincardine. And I was hoping you'd be the second female warden of Bruce County, but that didn't work. So third, there's nothing wrong with coming in third either. So all the best to the ladies in our lives. So one other thing, I'll make it quick, I'm sorry. But one of our local businessmen passed away.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
And if you knew Doug, you knew what a special kind of person he was. I worked with him on the Walker House, and he was involved in the cruise night and a lot of other volunteer endeavors. It was a pleasure to be with. He was a pleasure to learn from. He was a pleasure to know. So he gave 43 years of his life to business in Kincardine. And I was talking to someone last week, and I said, you know, every time you go someplace, there's just those people that aren't there anymore. And you'd always see Doug at the Tiverton Fall Fair, or Tiverton Fall Fair noon every year at the gate, volunteering at the gate for the Fall Fair. So there's one more person we won't see anymore, but certainly we'll remember him. So thank you very much.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
That's Doug's story.
Yes. Oh, I know. I'm actually related through to his connection. But over the years, I was going to mention him tonight. he has made amazing contributions. And so on behalf of council, I'd like to send our sympathy to all members of the Story family and the Slade connection. And he will really be missed. I just wanted to say that whoever wrote up his obituary just captured his essence. So if you haven't read it, please read it. It is quite a tribute to him. And so we're all the better for having known Doug's story. And I did want to mention also on International Women's Day, thank you for mentioning it. And there are many amazing women. And I would like to say that all those women that Doran mentioned that have been in politics ahead of us, you know, they blaze quite the trail, because there are many councils through that period that did not have any women at all until quite recently. So we all have amazing women, like our mothers and grandmothers and special aunts, etc. So we're very fortunate, and I felt badly I couldn't be at the Women's Day celebration tonight, even though it was virtual. I don't miss too many. And the other good news you probably heard this week was the Minister Clark. They've been handing out money from time to time for COVID, and heads of council did get a notification that we've received more COVID funding from the province, around 113,000, if you hadn't heard. So Sharon, did I miss you?
Well, I think I will join the crowd today to say that it is International Women's Day. The theme this year is Choose to Challenge, and that indicates that a challenged world is an alert world, and from challenge comes change. And I really think the last year that we've gone through is absolute proof of that. And I want to thank all of the wonderful women that we have on our council and our staff and in our community who take on challenges every day to make a positive change. Oh, and I also want to say happy 26th birthday to my son, Jay, who also should be wishing me a happy International Women's Day, since he was born on that day.
Oh, really? All right, good. Okay, thank you. So next, we move into closed session.
Okay, so this is moved by Doug Kennedy, seconded by Randy Ropel, that the council move into closed meeting for the purpose of considering a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board, OPF lands, pursuant to section 239(2) of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, and further that council return to regular open meeting upon completion.
So we'll have to take a minute to get organized to go into closed.
And don't forget to vote in.
Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? And I think normally we have a little longer break going into closed, but in light of the time and the agenda isn't maybe as long, I think we'll just move right into closed as soon as possible, if that's okay.